I think they're also so used to being in the condition that they're in that they're not understanding why is a regular mwananchi looking to be in a position to challenge a president or to challenge a sitting member of parliament. So for some of them, this is something that I empathize with them in the fact that this is something that they don't understand. But to me, what I picked from Tanzania in those groups that I'm sitting in as a silent patient mole, I pay attention to what they say, and I think, you know, like that love-hate relationship is gonna be part of what really is gonna make it difficult for that East African community to become community as it has been envisioned to be politically. You know, like wamesonga mbele sana, you know, like people can talk freely, people can do this and that, blah blah blah. Then there's this other group that that looks at Kenya and they, because, you know, like there's that there's a, you know, like, let's be honest, there's a love-hate relationship that comes from Tanzania sometimes against Kenyans for one reason or another. So there's that group that looks at it like our upper, you know, like despite the kizungu mingi and their constitution, bado wana umaskini. On your podcast, Sambaza, and the other podcasts that you contribute in, you are constantly talking or having conversations with people who are not Kenyans, as in Americans and people from other African countries. What has the reaction been, you know, generally on the issues that have been going down in Kenya? Because Kenya, this period between June and right now we're in October, there's many things. What has happened in this short period, it takes some countries 20 years for things like this to happen. So what are the people saying?
I think we'll say conversations are going on about what's going on in Kenya. We shed light to a lot of topics that are going ahead in Kenya. One thing with the Gen Z, when people saw the Gen Z movement happening in Kenya, you know, news goes up, they don't understand what it is, and then suddenly, you know, you hear people from Dallas are getting together and doing the maandamano stuff. It creates a space where you come out and start talking about it. You come and have these conversations, hard conversations, like what's going on in your country. You know, yes, we are considered party goers, Kenyans in general. Nyamachoma and all that stuff.
Especially in Dallas.
Yeah.
Especially in Dallas.
Dallas got that reputation. I agree. But when you look at it, as people now start opening up and talking about what's going on in Kenya, and then people are saying, yeah, this is our home, this is what's happening. And, you know, when you talk about the young kids, those conversations create an idea of, okay, what can we do to help? It can also be us. The fact that we're not there, even as African Americans say they're not there. No, they are our brothers. You know, it doesn't matter. Let's not talk about even African Americans, even the white people. You know, everybody, it affects you somehow. I'll say this. I had a conversation with somebody who apparently they do some type of investment in Kenya over like food security, and they came and asked me, hey, Kwani, what's going on? Is there something going on that I should worry about? I told him, no, don't worry about it. This is just a small thing. And
no, but why didn't you tell him to worry? Is it a small thing?
When you look at it, it is, to them, they don't understand, and it's magnified. It's just like when it's war,
amplified. Yeah,
war could be happening in the coast, but when Reuters tells you, it's like the whole of Kenya is burning. You see, and there's that idea of how you have to be there to see what's exactly going on. So me, who's living there and knows the politics that are going on, I told him, you know what, no, just give it some time. this is what's going on, and we'll see how it goes. Unfortunately, we expected much better from the Gen Z, but the results still was a win, but it didn't go as planned. However, in terms of what he had invested in his food security program, he got his investment back, and I think everything is safe and sound. So, like I said, to sum it all up, it's a window that has a conversation going on. Just like apartheid, when you start small, people hear about it, you talk about it, then it creates a wider conversation, a wider audience.
Yeah, but do you feel like there's Kenya's reputation is being hurt? Because I know there was a lot of pride in people seeing us, do the Gen Z protests like they've never seen before in Africa. But now with all these other shenanigans going on, with our deputy president being impeached, do you think maybe there's a little bit of hurt on Kenya's reputation from outsider, or because funny enough, Kenya usually has a very high reputation from most people, like outside Kenya. So what's your view?
I'd say a dent.
Mm-hmm.
Kenya has a high reputation.
Yeah.
Wherever you go, Kenyans are always talked about highly.
Yeah.
If you talk about Kenya, people have this idea of, the magical safaris and what have you. That one will never go away.
Yeah.
But these are the small dents that will happen here and there.
Okay.
That are part and parcel of any, democracy or any country. So the thing is, at any one time, even when we have these things going on, good or bad, there's always that Kenyan value that we maintain. And I think it's that consistency that we keep as Kenyans that makes our country always stand strong.
Okay.
So even after all these, Gen Z, yes, they were burning stuff. People see the burning stuff. But again, there's that image at the background say, hey, we still have to go to Kenya and see those animals.
Okay.
And I think even when I have conversations with people, the first conversation I had with the people I was on the plane with was not about the Gen Z. I was talking about Kenya. I was telling people, can you go and eat nyama choma? You need to go to, I met some people, I was telling them, no, you need to go to the coast. You need to go here. But I was not talking about the Gen Z. I think first as Kenyans, we always impress people about our country. We love our country first. Now, when you know more, and then you start off by, hey, what's happening with Gen Z? I think that's when we start that conversation with the Gen Z part.
Yeah, it's interesting, and Bandio is not here anymore. I'm in a couple of Tanzanian groups, I sit in there like a mole, to just hear what
a fly on the wall.
Yes, to hear what they're saying about Kenya, and it's interesting. There's like 2-3 different factions of people when it comes to Tanzania. There's that small minority that looks at it like, wow, like these guys politically, like wamesonga mbele sana, like people can talk freely, people can do this and that, blah blah blah. Then there's this other group that looks at Kenya and they, because like there's that there's a, like, let's be honest, there's a love-hate relationship that comes from Tanzania sometimes against Kenyans for one reason or another. So there's that group that looks at it like our like despite the kizungu mingi and their constitution, bado wana umaskini. And that actually is becoming a very popular thread in Tanzania. You'll remember one of the popular comedians, Mwijaku, was going around talking about how poor Kenyans are. And you see the interesting things. Yes, there's a lot of poverty in Kenya, but so as Tanzania also has a lot of poverty, and there's this measure that's called a Gini coefficient that measures the level of inequality, because they say Kenyans are more unequal. We're actually at almost the same rate as Tanzania in terms of inequality. I think the big difference sometimes is that Kenyans are quicker to show our poverty, to show the negative side. So from the outside, it kind of looks amplified, but both countries, I think, have the same levels of poverty. And then there's another group of people who just constantly hate on Kenya. Like whatever Kenya does, tusema katiba yenu mbovu, sijui nini ni mbovu. There are those people who are I think they're also so used to being in the condition that they're in, that they're not understanding why is a regular mwananchi looking to be in a position to challenge a president or to challenge a sitting member of parliament. So for some of them, this is something that I empathize with them in the fact that this is something that they don't understand. But to me, what I picked from Tanzania in those groups that I'm sitting in as a silent patient mole, I pay attention to what they say, and I think, you know, like that love-hate relationship is gonna be part of what really is gonna make it difficult for that East African community to become community as it has been envisioned to be.